time for the Roundball Roundup Camdenton Laker basketball show from the Funky Buffalo. And now your hosts, William Holtz and Ron Dugan.
I'm William Holtz. It's the Roundball Roundup, joined by my co-host Ron Dugan. It's time to talk Camdenton Lakers basketball right here from the Funky Buffalo. And both guys and girls very busy over the course of the last week. Ron, and guys having more success than the girls.
They had a great tournament this last weekend, and excited to talk to those guys about it.
Yeah, we're going to have Dyllan Decker and Braden Demark on the set. We're also going to talk about that Clinton tournament, which resulted in a tournament championship for the guys. They win all 3 games, and the girls big win last week, and then have some struggles against some really good teams. We'll talk about that and much more when we come back on the Roundball Roundup. Camdenton Laker fans, want to catch the latest highlights, updates, and analysis on your Lakers men's and women's basketball teams? You want to watch exclusive coaches and player interviews? Then tune in to Lake TV and join me and Ron Dugan for the Roundball Roundup every day at 12:30 and 6 p.m. for an action-packed 30 minutes of nothing but Lakers basketball. And if you can't catch the show on TV, just email me at the email address on your screen with a subject line of Roundball Roundup email list, and I'll personally email you the newest episode every Thursday afternoon.
Lake TV and LakeExpo.com are bringing the community closer together with the Lake of the Ozarks news update, keeping you up to date on recent developments and upcoming events. Watch it every weekday on Lake TV or on the web at MyLakeTV.com. The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company is home to the Roundball Roundup Camdenton Lakers basketball show. And it's home to the Lake's best coffee, scones, and handcrafted sandwiches. Come see what all the talk is about and enjoy the beautiful, tucked away in the woods setting. While deciding from our irresistible lineup of drinks and treats, you'll also notice some of the most breathtaking art from local artists plastered all over our walls. The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company, taking pride in being much more than your normal coffee shop.
Back here on the Roundball Roundup, William Holtz, Ron Dugan, and what a week it was for the guys' side, going down to the Clinton tournament and starting out with Alvarado Springs, 75-54. The final, the guys shot 80% from the free throw line and scored 26 points off turnover on their way to that big win. I'll tell you, Dyllan Decker, he had 35 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and Braden Demark, 11 points, 3 steals. Those guys really fueled the Lakers in this tournament.
Well, you talked about Dyllan, getting on track with the game before that with 32 points, and playing within himself and doing the things he can do best. And you were looking for a good game from him, and certainly he did. He certainly performed in that game. 35 points, 9 rebounds. So they win by 21. Then they get Knob Noster, and if we thought Dyllan Decker poured on in the first game of the Clinton tournament, he certainly did in the second game. Yeah, talk about 3 games in a row. He backs up a 32 and a 35-point with a 37-pointer. We shot 11 for 23 from the three-point line and 88% from the free throw line. But I tell you what, it was kind of a nail-biter. We had a pretty good lead going into the fourth quarter, and Knob Noster started making everything they threw up. And in fact, I think they had like 35 points in the fourth quarter. It was unbelievable. But Lakers held on for an 89-84 win, which put them into the championship game the next night.
Yeah, big game. They had Sherwood, and I think it was just an outstanding defensive effort by the Lakers in this game because they won by 20, but I looked at the score sheet, and it says Sherwood shoots 19% from 3, and for whatever reason, they must have been very, very shaken. Only 4 of 14 from the free throw line, 29%. That's not going to get the job done, especially when you're playing a team who catches fire like the Lakers. I said they got to catch fire at the right time, and they did, winning all 3 games. Braden Demark in that game, he led the way with 25 points on 5 of 12 from outside. Very good percentage at 46% from deep, and also added 3 steals. Hunter Hood added 15 points. And then, of course, Dyllan Decker, he added 14. And very, very balanced in that third game, and you like to see that as well.
Oh, absolutely. And we've talked about that before, if everybody's kind of hitting, what they can do. And, really a great defensive effort. And those guys, they're really good defenders, and it shows by how Sherwood shot the ball. We put a lot of pressure on their guards, and they didn't shoot the ball very well. And unfortunately, that happens to us every once in a while. Yeah. It was nice to see them do it to another team.
Yeah, so right as the Lakers catch fire, winning 3 in a row, you come home and you get one of the better teams in the state. You get Kickapoo. And that's one of those games, as a coach, you just tell your guys, okay, we're not even going to watch the game film. We're going to forget it. We didn't shoot the ball well, turned the ball well over 20 times. And I'll tell you, Kickapoo came in fire, and they hit 12 of their first 15 shots from the perimeter. And they won that game by 35 points. So it's one we're going to forget about. The guys were not themselves. They turned it over, didn't shoot well, couldn't hit anything. Lose 78-43. So you forget about that one. You are at 9-12 winners of 3 of your last 4 games, and you got some big games coming up tomorrow or Thursday, the 4th. makeup game against Bolivar, and then you get some home cooking.
That's exactly right. And we're home against Bolivar on Thursday night, and then I think we go to Waynesville on Tuesday night. So, a couple big games. Bolivar's a really talented team, ranked in the top 10 in Class 3, and they're really talented. So it'll be a good test for us. But then we come home, we get back into the conference schedule, and against a pretty talented Waynesville team. But we match up, fairly well with Waynesville this year. They had that outstanding center last year that's playing at Indiana. He's gone, thankfully.
Yeah.
So we match up a little better with him this year, and it should be a good game.
And the nice thing is we really haven't seen outside of that Clinton tournament, we really haven't seen this group gel together as well as we know they're capable of. And I'm starting to think if we can get past that Kickapoo game, maybe string off a couple W's, we could see some big time things out of these guys.
Well, yeah, and coming off that Clinton tournament, that was a great tournament for them. Built a lot of confidence with the guys, and yeah, in the Kickapoo game, they're going to do that to teams. They're going to make you look, kind of bad at times. They're really talented, in the top 5 in the state, and this is a good team. Luckily, we don't have to play them in our district, so
Certainly.
That's nice to get that game over with and get it on down the road.
Certainly is, and sometimes, especially after a 3-game winning streak, that you handle everyone pretty soundly, except for the 5-point win over Knob, kind of gives you a little reality check. Okay, we're not on top of the world quite yet, got some work to do, and so you kind of need that. So we get back, home Thursday night against Bolivar, and then at Waynesville Tuesday. That game starts at 5:30 down there, and then home cooking after that. Rolla and Battle come here into Camdenton. So go support your guys at Camdenton High School. 3 of the next 4 at home, and hopefully guys get rolling again.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back on the Roundball Roundup after this. Lake area, you asked for more sports, and Lake TV is delivering. Whether it's Mizzou Network segments, live Sporting Kansas City soccer, live Missouri State Bears basketball, live high school football, and even exclusive sports features and interviews, Lake TV Sports is gearing up to bring you more sports than ever. For all the latest with us on sports, follow Lake TV Sports on Twitter at Twitter handle Lake TV Sports. Back here on the Roundball Roundup, William Holtz, Ron Dugan, and back to the Lady Lakers, 12-5. They get a big conference win last Thursday over Parkview. Ron, touch on that just a bit.
They did. It's always great to get a conference win in the Ozark Conference, and had Parkview at home and took care of them, 79-56. Started off on a 13-2 run. Great team effort. Sophie Shore led everybody with 20 points. Alyssa Ripley had 19. Coley Rezebek added 11. And then Kylie Meyer, probably her best game as a Lady Laker, had 9 points, but she had 11 rebounds and 8 offensive. A really great team effort, and it's always nice to get those conference wins.
Yeah, and of those 8 offensive rebounds, 6 of those then led to second chance points, which is huge because she was in there grinding against some girls that were much larger than her. So that was impressive to see. So they get the win. At that point in time, they're 12-3 on the season. Then you come back to the shootout. You got Columbia Hickman at home Saturday, and really a good game. The ladies had a chance to put them away. They were down 41-35, went on a 13-2 run. At that point in time, they led 48-43, and then it was turnover city. 4 out of 5 possessions, they turned the ball over, and they missed the front end of a 1-and-1. That fueled an 8-0 run by Hickman, and it was 51-48 at that point in time, and they never recovered. They made a surge late, but couldn't get over the hump. Really a solid game. If it wasn't for those 25 turnovers they ended up committing in that ball game, they put Hickman away. And that's a team they may see later in the season in the sectionals or quarterfinals, which could be a big-time matchup. And we know we can beat this team.
Well, and that's the thing, especially playing them right now, you have a chance to fix those things that went wrong in the later part of that game. With the turnovers, you can always fix that. But you're right, matched up very well against them. It is probably a preview of what's going to happen in sectional. As long as we make it through the district tournament, and we should do that. But yeah, you can fix those things, and again, we had them on the ropes and then kind of let them off. So coach fixed those things, and it'd be a different game when we see them in the sectionals.
Certainly. And then, Monday you're down at Kickapoo, and just like the guys struggle against one of the best teams in the state, the girls look completely out of their element. They also lose by 35 points, and that's another game. They just weren't playing like themselves. They were really playing scared, to be honest with you, Ron. They had 18 first-half turnovers, and that game started 21-1 before the Lady Lakers finally hit a field goal, and that was a three-pointer by Sophie Shore. And just not a good game, so just like the guys, we'll forget about it, we'll regroup, we'll look to build on it, because you get a good team, and really, the guys at Ozarks Sports Zone down there in Springfield say this Kickapoo girls team, probably the best team in the state, and they're probably going to jump from that 3 spot to the 1 spot, and they certainly have state championship aspirations.
Well, they really do. I mean, they're extremely talented, very athletic, and run the floor really well. But they're a great team, and kind of just caught us on a bad start, and really just put it to us. And that's all you can say about it. And you have those games when sometimes things just don't click right off the bat. You get behind a good team like Kickapoo off the bat, and it's hard to come back. But we talked about that being the conference championship. You never know. I mean, this has happened before, and then Kickapoo has stumbled and lost a game later on, and we ended up tying them for the conference championship. So you never know what could happen in the conference, especially in the Ozark Conference, which team's going to show up. And unfortunately, we just had a bad game.
Yep, so you put it behind us. Thursday the 4th, they go down to Glendale, get to play a team they should be able to take care of down there in Springfield. And then they're going to come home Monday, and they're going to play host to Waynesville, another team they shouldn't have any troubles beating. So you hate to really look ahead and count teams as losses on their schedule, but you feel confident with those two teams, especially this resilient group. You regroup, get a couple of W's, and then it's stretch time. And I will tell you, and they'll be the first to tell you, that 2 of our leaders this year in Sophie Shore and Rip, they didn't play their best games in those 2, and they'll be the first to tell you that. And so you've seen girls like Blair and Tegan and Kendall really step up. And Kendall's one that if she can start to get comfortable outside, she can just light it up. And I mean, she can score in streaks. And so we're really looking forward to seeing them heat up. And like we said, at 12-5, you're okay with that. You didn't think necessarily you were going to beat Kickapoo down there, but you didn't think you were going to lose by 35. But hopefully we'll see them again.
Oh, yeah, they'll bounce right back from that. It's one of those games, it's almost harder to lose by 2 points, than it is, on a game like that. You just forget about it. You don't even look at the game film, and you go on.
All right, well, we are going to have Dyllan Decker and Braden Demark as our player spotlights right after this, right here on set. So we'll be right back on the Roundball Roundup after this.
Soccer fans, Lake TV thanks you for tuning into Lake TV this past MLS season to cheer your Sporting KC squad all the way to the playoffs. As exciting as it was to provide live Sporting KC soccer to you this season, we're even more excited to announce that we'll be bringing you live Sporting KC soccer in HD for the 2016 season. Stay tuned into Lake TV for season updates on Sporting KC. Lake TV congratulates Sporting KC for another U.S. Open Cup championship.
Lake TV and LakeExpo.com are bringing the community closer together with the Lake of the Ozarks news update, keeping you up to date on recent developments and upcoming events. Watch it every weekday on Lake TV or on the web at MyLakeTV.com.
Back here on the Roundball Roundup, and it's our player spotlight, first of 2, and I'm joined by senior guard Braden Demark. Braden, what's happening?
Not much, just hanging out here.
Missing school for this?
Yes, I am.
So you're enjoying it?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to touch on basketball just real quick before we get to have a little more fun. You guys are 9-12. Give me some highs and lows of the season so far.
Well, we got an offense, that's for sure. That's definitely the high. We've all hit our fair share of shots, but definitely the low is our defense. We're definitely working on that really hard coming towards the end of the season. So.
Okay, so while we're talking about highs and lows, talk about a high, the Clinton tournament. You guys go down there and get all 3 wins, and big-time tournament for you guys. What went so right?
We all kind of clicked. A lot of us played really well. Our defense was pretty solid. We got in a shootout against Domnoster, and we actually we won that game by 5, but we almost scored 90 points. That was definitely a good game for all of us. So.
Yeah, 89, very, very good game. Yeah. And in the tournament, speaking of some guys playing really well, you one of those guys. You 15.6 points, 3 steals per game. That led you to the all-tournament team. Quite a tournament for you personally.
Yeah, I shot really well and stuck with my defense, so that helped a lot.
All right, very good. So 9-12, a lot of good basketball to be played the rest of the way. But now it's time to get to know Braden Demark off the basketball court. If you had to give me a 30 to 45 second synopsis of who you are, who are you?
Oh man, that's well, I'm Braden Demark, senior at Camden High School. I play golf, basketball. Love being on the water. Love playing golf. That's probably all I do all summer. Big friend guy. I like hanging out with all my boys. Having a good time. That's pretty much me. There's not much to me. I'm pretty open. You kind of get what you see.
Very cool. Like those glasses, which I tried on, and
yeah.
They look as good on me as they do. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you're going to UMSL next year. You told me that before we came on. Why UMSL?
Best scholarship opportunities. They have a really good program too. They're ranked, I think, 13th in the nation this year, going into this year, and I hope to add to that. Their facilities were really nice.
You're talking golf.
Golf-wise. I love the coach, Coach Halterman. He's a really good guy, and I really trust him with my game and stuff like that. So I look to improve a lot over that.
How long have you been golfing? What age did you start picking up a golf club?
Picking up a golf club probably when I was really young, like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Playing golf, I didn't start tournaments, like competitive tournaments, till like 7th grade.
I golf. I wouldn't call myself a golfer by any stretch of the imagination. But have you ever had a hole-in-one?
No, I haven't. But I've had a lot of close calls. One, it went into a divot on the side of the hole and actually stopped in it. So I didn't even have to touch it to get it to go down. Like, I blew it in.
And that doesn't count as a hole-in-one?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I would have counted that as a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah. If I would have got within this table of the hole in my first shot, I would have counted that as a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
I've been all about it.
I don't think you can do that.
Okay, what course owns your best round ever?
Old Kinderhook. I actually live out there, so I play there whenever I can, pretty much every day. I shot a 64 out at Old Kinderhook, one off the record. A 29 on the front. I had a chain of 6 birdies, and I shot 1 under on the back. And 3 bogeys on the back also, so could have easily had that record, but I missed it.
So with this incredible, I'm happy if I'm under 100 for 18 holes, so I would never go golfing with you. That would be bad for both of us. You would get bored, and I would get frustrated watching you, But do you have aspirations to play golf professionally?
Yeah, I do. I think going to college, I'm looking to improve my game. I'm really, really excited to go and play, and I definitely have the work ethic to do it. So that's always been a goal of mine. So.
Fantastic. So what's your strong suit on the golf course? A lot of guys can drive the ball but can't putt the ball. A lot of guys don't have a short game. What's your strong suit, and then what would you possibly need to work on the most?
Man, I definitely say my short game is the strongest. I'm a really good putter, and short game is definitely one of my strong suits. My iron game, hitting more greens in regulation, stuff like that, that's definitely what I need to work on.
Awesome. So really, you're a golfer. We know you're a basketball player. You can certainly heat up from outside. You can play some solid perimeter defense. And we saw in the game against Kickapoo, you took out a huge guy coming in for a rebound, and they called him for the foul.
Yeah.
That was magical.
Yeah. I didn't think I would take him down. When I got up, I looked down on him. He's 3 times my size, so I didn't think he would go down if anybody. But
worked out, right?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so Braden's a golfer. Braden plays basketball. He's going to UMSL. If I were to tell you, okay, Braden, we're going to feed you any meal you want, what would that be?
Today at school we had this chicken nachos. Oh, it was so good.
And that's the top meal?
Well, that's at school. Are you talking about school or?
No, anywhere. You go to Cabo, St. Lucas, you go to anywhere you want in the world. What's your number 1 meal?
In the world? A good steak, at Old Kinderhook. I've had some of the best steak ever.
Yeah, solid out there.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, but I definitely take
worth
steak.
It. The filet and asparagus.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Okay, so you sound like you do a lot of activities. You may not have a lot of time to watch TV, but if you do you have a favorite show on Netflix or a favorite TV show?
Ooh, Netflix, yes. Criminal Minds, definitely my favorite show. It's super addicting, and it kind of hinders me doing my schoolwork sometimes, but it's worth it.
Happens. Those shows really tend to take over our life.
Yes.
Did you ever get into House of Cards?
No.
If you like Criminal Minds, you'd really like that, so you got to check that out. No Office or Parks and Recreation?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you got to get out of here. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
So professional sports-wise, give me your favorite team.
Oh, I'm a big Spurs fan, and so I grew up being a Spurs fan. and a Packers fan. I grew up in southern Wisconsin for 12 years, so I'm a huge, huge Packers fan.
All right, well, Braden, that's about all the time we got with you, man. I certainly appreciate you coming on the show. I wish you nothing but the best in your golf career. Work hard enough, I think anything's possible. So hopefully your work up there at Umsel transpires into something big for you. And when you do make it big and you're on tour, don't forget about me.
All right, I won't.
All right, Braden, take care of yourself,
Yeah,
brother.
you too.
We'll be right back with our second player spotlight, Dyllan Decker, on the Roundball Roundup after this.
It's time to accelerate. What's Accelerate, you ask? Oh, just the hottest new magazine to hit the Lake area, covering high school sports in Eldon, Osage, Versailles, Camden, and Lebanon, also covering health, wellness, fitness, and nutrition. With 4 seasonal issues every year, pick up the most recent issue at most local retailers or at all covered schools to get expert insight, pictures, feature articles, and much more. Also, download the Accelerate app on your smartphone to get up-to-the-minute scores. So if life is slowing you down, don't live another minute without your copy of Accelerate.
Back here on the Roundball Roundup, and it's our second player spotlight of the day, and we got junior Dyllan Decker, man of the hour, big time scorer last week. Dyllan, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, just here at the Funky Buffalo, chilling out, hanging with some good people.
Chilling out at the Funky Buffalo. Your first time here?
Definitely.
Not going to be your last?
Not going to be my last.
This is your new hangout spot?
Definitely. Bring the crew over here and just have a good time.
And they stay open late, too. And during football season, after your games, you know, they stay open and do a post-game party. So make sure you bring your buddies and all the team after a big win. Come here. They have food and they hang out. And we do a post-game show here sometimes. So
Right,
this
cool.
isn't going to be your last time.
No. I'll be here.
I'll
be back.
You might as well move in.
No.
Okay, so we'll get to business. Big time tournament, Clinton tournament. You guys go down there and get 3 wins. Braden says you guys were all clicking, especially you. What took over Dyllan Decker at the Clinton tournament?
Well, they didn't have anybody that could really guard me. You know, I was the biggest guy on the court at, only 6'3", and that hasn't happened all season. And, usually I've got a bigger guy on me, but now I had like 5'10" on me, so I could just get in the post and just go to town. And I got 4 great shooters all around me at all times, so I can draw people in and kick out, and they can score. And whenever they have to try to stop them, then I go finish, and it all works out.
Not just did you score from inside, you shot 70% from outside in the tournament, and also your stats were 27 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks per game. You were all over the place.
Yeah, just doing my thing, trying to get the W.
And you guys did 3 wins. You guys got the championship. Come back, tougher game against that Kickapoo. We won't talk about that much.
It was a good learning experience. I know we got beat by 35, but we can take some good things from that game, things we did wrong, and that was a big moment. That's a really good team, and when districts comes around, we're gonna have those same feelings walking onto the court, and it'll just be good to know what to do if things are wrong.
It's a good way to look at that.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So Dyllan Decker's a junior. He also plays football. Most people know. Played quarterback for the Camden Lakers football team. But outside of sports, who's Dyllan Decker?
I'm just your normal high school kid. I just hang out with my buddies, play basketball, play football. Nothing really much to me.
You a big gamer?
I've been known to dabble a little bit in Xbox every now and again.
Been known to dabble
Yeah,
a little bit.
I like some 2K, but that was in the past. I kind of got away from that.
Okay, so what takes your time now outside of hanging out with the guys and basketball?
Nowadays I've just a lot of my free time is spent working on my faith. Just trying to get in God's word, and I haven't done a good job of representing Jesus in my life every day, but I'm trying to get back to that, trying to represent him every day, and trying to let people know who I live for, and I spend a lot of my free time doing that.
Very, very admirable. Awesome. I know you're a junior, so you don't have to have your whole life planned out yet, but do you have any colleges that you're real interested in or are real interested in you at this point in time?
I haven't got any offers yet. Unfortunately, I broke my ankle this summer, and kind of couldn't really get in the whole AAU thing like I wanted to for basketball, and just nobody's calling. I'm just if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But I definitely love to go play somewhere. But I have an uncle that goes to Missouri State. He's a freshman there, and so that's all. I've been there a couple times to hang out with him, and I like it there. But I haven't really thought about it much.
Oh well. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully something happens, something transpires.
Right.
So you're still in school. You got the rest of this year. In your senior year, do you have a favorite subject that you enjoy over the others?
Definitely, I'm good at English. I've always been good at English with writing and speaking, and so maybe someday that'll go into what I'm doing, but we'll see.
So what is your dream job?
My dream job. I've always been inspired with human body. I love Grey's Anatomy on Netflix and that stuff. So being a doctor, being a nurse, somewhere in that maybe. But wherever it takes me.
We know you're an English guy. You used the word dapple into that a little bit. That was interesting. You're a word artist. So you mentioned Grey's Anatomy, and we talked to Braden about his favorite shows, which were okay. But I'm hoping you're going to do better when I ask your favorite show on Netflix.
Honest to God, my favorite show of all time is The Office.
Good answer.
Yes.
Good deal. Michael Scott, Dwight Schrute.
Yes, those are my boys. Yeah, I can watch them all day long, and it never gets boring. It's great.
I think I've seen the entire series of The Office probably 15 times.
Yeah.
And I could watch it
great.
again.
It's great. It's funny. You find things that they say that you didn't notice before, and you just cracks you up all the more.
Braden, I hope that you're taking notes over there
yeah.
instead of watching your. No, you're an Office guy.
No, I'm an Office guy. No, I swear, man.
Let's put.
I'm 5 seasons in right now. I am on a mission.
Okay, where you guys are watching this, I mean, Braden's challenging. Give me some other characters' names on The Office.
Pam. Who we got? We got
Pam Halpert.
Pam Halpert. She's a good time. It's a good time to watch. Listen to her talk. Jim Halpert, man. You got what's his name? Is it
No, he knows. We don't have to go on. Braden's just mad over there because
Stanley. Stanley's my favorite, man. He's such a good time.
He's cut and dry. Stanley's get it. Okay, so you're an Office guy. Have you ever watched any Parks and Recreation?
Have not. Was it pretty much the same show?
Similar premise, similar humor, but yeah, it's good. You got to watch that if you like The Office. Okay, do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Off the top of my head, no, but I love the Transformers series, Harry Potter, that kind of stuff. I'm a big, fantasy guy. I like to watch movies that necessarily aren't realistic, but are just really cool. So anything in that category is mine.
Awesome. Okay, so I gave Braden the chance to answer the question. I got to give you an opportunity. Favorite food?
Favorite food, definitely, without a doubt, is my grandma's beef stroganoff. Cook it every Christmas. I usually get it for my birthday if I've been good, but it's definitely the best. Okay,
if you could go one place in the world on vacation, money is not an issue, doesn't matter how far it is away, where would you go?
Italy, just for the food, just to, I've seen pictures, I've seen everything. I've watched videos on Italy before, and just to go there and just pig out and eat the best food in the world would be awesome.
I promise you can get Italian food right here in America.
Okay, it's not Italian food, it's American Italian.
Very good call.
Big difference.
Very good call. Well, Dill, got to know you a little bit off the court, man. Big fan of you on and off the court. Big time tournament, man. You were awesome. 27 points a game. Look forward to seeing what you're able to accomplish the rest of this season and then into football next fall. And you ever need anything, let me know, man. You're a joy to be around, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be right back on the Roundball Roundup after this.
Hi, I'm Lake TV's Ashley Kyle. Ever wonder who produces so many of the local television commercials you see here on Lake TV? We do. Lake TV's full-service video production department can create commercials like these that can drive potential customers to your store or business. Contact us today and see what Lake TV's commercial production department can do for your business.
The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company is home to the Roundball Roundup Camdenton Lakers basketball show. And it's home to the Lake's best coffee, scones, and handcrafted sandwiches. Come see what all the talk is about and enjoy the beautiful, tucked away in the woods setting. While deciding from our irresistible lineup of drinks and treats, you'll also notice some of the most breathtaking art from local artists plastered all over our walls. The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company, taking pride in being much more than your normal coffee shop.
That's a wrap for this week's edition of the Roundball Roundup. We appreciate you tuning in. Go check us out on Facebook. Support your guys and girl teams because it is stretch time. Both teams, big games, the Ozark Conference, and if they ever needed you, it's now. For Ron Dugan, I'm William Holtz. We'll catch you next week.
Lake TV Sports thanks you for watching this edition of Roundball Roundup from the Funky Buffalo. Watch for a brand new edition next Thursday at 12:30 on the Lake TV Network.